Hello, Internet. So, at the end of the last episode, I left off with a bit of a question. Actually, it was a quote from Einstein about everybody's a genius. And that kind of brings up an interesting question. What exactly is intelligence? Oh, and by the way, welcome to the Empirical Sword. I'm Lore Master DLC79, and I happen to believe that school doesn't teach, at least not the way it's supposed to. And we have to take our education into our own hands until such a time that we can reform the school system so that it prepares people for surviving life. Unfortunately, right now, it's letting a lot of people down. People are just outright giving up on education and just living their lives, seeking entertainment. And if you pop over to my channel page, you'll notice that I do a lot of gaming content. This is why. Because I believe the people that I need to reach are more interested in entertainment than in education. So that's what that's all about. So yeah, genius. Most people would define that as somebody who has a superior intelligence. But everybody's a genius. So everybody has superior intelligence. And some people out there would point out that if everybody's a genius, then nobody's a genius. And actually that's why I don't like to use the word genius, is because it technically doesn't mean anything. I mean in the modern world, it kind of does, because not everybody gets the opportunity to realize their genius. But at the very core of who a person is, you are a genius. And if genius is superior intelligence, what is intelligence? What is regular intelligence? Forget superior. What is regular intelligence? Well, most people who have gone through the school system would point to something like this: a book, the molecular genetics of bacteria. I had to read this for a course on something, for a degree somewhere. That's beside the point. But people would point at the information in this book and go, that's intelligence. Intelligence is knowing what codons and anticodons are. This is a protein. That's a nucleotide. This is protein synthesis. That is not intelligence. That is information. And information alone doesn't make you smart. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. You go to your accountant and you want him to do your taxes. Do you want him to sit there and define, I don't know tax words, so deduction and other tax words? Do you want to, if you want to do your taxes, do you want to hear him, define words and procedures? And no, you want to give him your annual income and whatever other numbers he requests, and then have him tell you how much you owe the government or how much the government owes you. You want to put information into the system and then get something back. That is what you want him to do. And intelligence is being able to do that quickly and efficiently. And as a side note, that is what people get paid for, being able to exert their intelligence. So that's essentially what intelligence is. But here's the thing. How many different types of intelligence are there? I bet I just blew somebody's mind. That's right. There are more than one type of intelligence. And well, if we go by David Keirsey, who wrote "Please Understand Me" and "Please Understand Me Too," there are 4 types of intelligence. I have a tendency to break it down even deeper than that. Like cutting an onion is a type of intelligence because it's different from cutting a bell pepper. But that's me being ridiculous. But generally speaking, if we go by Keirsey's model, we have tactics, strategy, logistics, and diplomacy. And, well, when most people think of intelligence, they think of tactics. tips and tricks and little techniques and procedures, like cutting an onion, is a type of tactics. The procedures and algorithms needed to calculate, for example, your taxes. That is a tactic. Unfortunately, there are more than this type. IQ tests. IQ tests actually measure strategy. Strategy is essentially kind of a big picture kind of thinking. It's what tips and tricks do I need to use, when, why, where, rather than what do I need to do to execute each and every tip and trick. Okay, a gaming example, the different weapons in Mega Man. They are all situationally useful. Well, most of them. Of what situations do I need to use them in? How to use them. You're charging up this one versus spamming that one. That's tactics. But knowing when to use which one and how, that's strategy. In a nutshell. And these are two different types of intelligence. And the IQ test only measures one. It doesn't measure tactics. It doesn't measure logistics. It certainly doesn't measure diplomacy, which is essentially how to get along with people. And see, here's the thing. All these are learned, essentially. We all kind of start out mediocre to poor at all of them. And our personality types give us a preference for some over others, and we prefer to use those, so we get more practice with those, so we get better with those, and we just leave these. And the thing is, sometimes we need these. Like, I'm an INTJ. I am horrible at logistics, which is like inventory management and balancing your checkbook, making sure making grocery lists. I hate that. I hate that so much. But it has to be done. Oh, editing. Editing these videos. That's logistics. I hate it. I try to minimize that. But sometimes you need to do it. Sometimes you need to use diplomacy because sometimes you need to deal with people, unfortunately. Again, I'm an INTJ, so I don't really exert my diplomacy as much as I should. And what I do is usually to make people uncomfortable so they leave me alone, and then I can be alone with my thoughts, which are always more comforting than real people. But yeah, that's essentially what intelligence is. It's the ability to get things done quickly and efficiently. Words are hard sometimes, by the way. But yeah, that intelligence, how to get things done, essentially.